I'm constantly covered in thread. All right, welcome back to the Sugar Bear working videos. We are working on block 7, Maya. Maya is going to be a little bit more difficult than the blocks we've done. She's not difficult. She's pretty easy, but she's more than we've done so far in this quilt. She also begins the tiny piecing. And the next 2 blocks we make have some very tiny piecing. So she's just to break the ice a little bit. We're going to get through this block together. Let's go work on Maya. Okay, we are making Maya, and she is where the blocks start taking some more effort. So that we are all the blocks are fairly simple, but now there's just a lot more piecing that happens in these centers to make the blocks come together. So we are picking it up a notch. We're going to start out with a half square triangle, and then we're going to do some snowballing to that half square triangle. So we need to pick out 1, 2, 3, 4 fabrics. So we've got our A, our B, our C is here and here, and then the D is this little bitty tiny bit right there. We need to use this because we haven't used it. I got a lot of it. So I'm feeling like this for my A and this for my B. A, B. That could be cool. All right. We can do this as our, no wait, I already did B. Okay, A, B. Let's do some more coral for C. And then oh, let's do this for D. That way remember we were trying to pop this back in to some of the blocks, and D only gets used 4 little tiny times. So this would be really good for D. So that's what I'm thinking. Not those 2. All right, so just these. I'm gonna get them cut and we'll get to work. All right, so I'm all cut and we've got some itty bitty squares this time. I know a lot of quilters love tiny piecing, and this quilt has a lot of tiny piecing in it, especially the closer we get to the end. We're gonna start with our half square triangles. So we're gonna put our little bitties to the side, and we're gonna turn these 2 babies, 2 of each, and we're gonna turn these into 4 half square triangles. So you've got a separate tutorial for this in your pattern. Let's go make it happen. Done, done. And that sizzling sound is my iron. Steam working. All right, so half square triangles, we're ready to go. Here's something to think about. Your A fabric is on this in the inner side. Your B fabric is on the outer. You'll notice that, you know, they rotate around, but this seam is always going right here. So it's not going, you know, towards your corners. It's going this way. These little things can trip you up, and before you know it, you've sewn the next step to the wrong little corner, and you're gonna just be mad at yourself because you're gonna have to recut your fabric. You're gonna start from completely at the beginning. So, and as we know, because you've already seen me do that very thing, so take a minute and make sure my seams are going in a, diamond? A little diamond? So my seams are making this diamond thing. All of these fabrics are on the outside. All of these fabrics are in the inside. All right, so we're gonna go and get, let's see what's next. C and D squares, both of them. Now it tells you to draw a line, so draw a line if you need to. We're gonna start with our C. So let's just put these right there. And our C's are gonna go on the corners that have the seam running through it. So that's an easy way to remember that. So here and here. And that's gonna be the case for every single block. They're going on that seam line. So ask yourself before you start sewing, did I put it on the seam line? Because that's where C goes. All right. That was called saying something so many times that it's rammed into your self-conscious, and now you can't mess it up. All right, so I'm gonna take my C's and my half square triangles. I wanna make sure that I got them like that. This will just help me be able to chain piece a little easier because we're doing we're gonna do it like this, and then we're gonna flip around and we're gonna do like that. I'm talking about chain piecing. I'm gonna go get busy. I'll be back. All right, all sewn. I did them all in the right place. I'm double checking. Let's give them just a little quick press so that we can set these seams. And then we're just going to start cutting these little corners off, lining up the 1/4 inch line on our stitch line. And boom, just like that. And we're going to do that for all of these. Spray a little starch because those little corners never want to do what they're told. So starch will get them in line. Okay. Now we want to put them back in the order, and we know that A fabric is supposed to be pointing inward. So it's looking like this, yeah. All right. And then your little D squares, they're gonna go like this. So make sure that you're putting your D squares on top of your A fabric. That's just another way to double check yourself and make sure that you're, you know, you got things in the right order. Because if you end up with one like this, that's gonna be weird. Although, that could be cool. That could be cute. But I don't wanna do it that way. I wanna follow the rules. All right, there we go. We're gonna sew these little bits on just like that. I'm gonna go do that. Done. Let's do some seam setting by just laying our iron on here like we always do, over and over and over again. So quilting is just doing the same things over and over and over. I feel like that is so calming though, so I really actually like that. Let me grab my cutting mat. And just like before when we snowball those other corners, we're just gonna snowball this little corner here. And I'm gonna do that for the rest of these. All right, and again, just like before, we're just popping this little corner out. And just in case you're new, you wanna remember you're not doing this because you'll warp this piece. If you do, we're just being calm, being nice to the fabric. Spray with starch. Oh, press again. Sew, press, cut, press, starch, press, over and over. Okay, so that's inner pieces done. So let's grab us some claws and figure out what I'm gonna match this up to. All right, I only have 3 claws left. All right, so, oh, where's my background squares? All right, so these are gonna go like this. Background squares like that. And we're not using this one because I used it in there, and I am very stern about these rules I set for myself. I'm leaning to this because there's already a lot of green in this one, or aqua teal. So let's just see what this looks like. Oh, that's cute. A little busy. Let me just try it with the other fabric. Oh, I don't know. I like this one better because the color, the fabric right here is so saturated that it doesn't compete with this one. They're each its own. Does that make sense? But when I put this one here, then all of a sudden these have got the same type of busyness and they're like competing. So I'm probably not going to use this pink. I'm probably going to do this, even though it wasn't my first choice. I don't like those 2 fabrics side by side. So you know what to do. We've already done this 7 times. Let's get these claws together. All right. Claws, check. All right. Oh, if I was in the UK, I'd say tick. I like that. Okay, so let's get these turned the right way. All right, everything is looking right. Just double check everything because you never know when you're gonna have a moment of sabotage, self-sabotage, and do something crazy. Everything's right. Let me grab my cornerstone and my sashing. and then you know how to put this together. I'm gonna come back with a finished block. Done. Maya is done. All right, and I think this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th block. And we've only got 2 more to go. See you next time.